Hi. For me, being in front of the camera is an experience that pushes me beyond my comfort zone. But I believe it's a necessary component to humanize and give a little bit more character to the series Know Your Talent. This series was born from curiosity and passion for stories of growth, self-realization, self-development, and doubts. My goal for this series is twofold: to inspire and encourage beginner photographers, and to promote the talents of professional photography. That can include photographers, models, fashion designers, stylists. In this episode, I had the opportunity to feature work of Benjamin Riches and his brand Thrill Noir. His well-composed and visually striking images immediately caught my attention, and I was eager to gain insight into his work. And after some consideration, I reached out to him. I particularly appreciated the business-oriented perspective that Benjamin brought to the conversation. He highlighted the fact that taking images of famous people does not necessarily guarantee a steady stream of job opportunities, and even might scare away potential customers because they might think that you're out of their price range or you're too expensive. I can see that he's both business-minded and creative in his approach. I also enjoy viewing his photos on his original account, Benjamin Riches Stills. I recommend to check it out. Scrolling through his portfolio, I discovered some truly stunning fashion images and really strong character there, which he has been developed throughout the years. I hope that you will find the episode as informative and inspiring as I did, and that you will appreciate your own perspective on the topic. Thank you.
So I think that's got to be, that question's like relevant to like each city you're in or wherever you're working. And I think for Perth, being a professional photographer it's super easy in WA to make money during summer. Like as soon as the sun comes out, people are literally just like, who wants money to do anything? The real challenge is when it gets to winter. If you can make enough money to live comfortably during winter and not look at the price of a meal when you go out for dinner, kind of thing is a good way to put it, then I think that's going to be the way you measure it. I was in a really lucky position that not many people get the privilege of these days, I'd say. I was working at Hazard Studios 10 years ago, and they had like a great stream of really talented people that worked there. It was also the go-to studio for like photographers that flew in from Sydney and Melbourne, and being one of the kids there working there, I got to assist a lot of really great photographers. I would show them my book, and I could call on them for like mentoring and asking them how to do my contracts and stuff like that. And I certainly got the odd you need to charge, and more often than not it was, mate, you need to charge me more money. So I was sort of had that confidence like imposed on me, and then after you do it enough times, you just kind of like that. Oh, I don't know, you sliding into my DMs to do an interview is pretty cool. It's always the things, you always want to hear that they feel great, they feel beautiful. Actually, I got a great one yesterday. I did photos of a woman, she'd never done a shoot before. Her husband booked it in as like a gift, like a present. And then he messaged me after saying like, she's glowing, she feels so amazing, she's never felt so great after spending a couple hours with you. So not just the client saying it, but the people personally in her life saying that she felt amazing was really good. But then another more interesting story was I did portraits with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I was just doing it for me. It was just personal work. I hit him up and he said yes. And then halfway through shooting, he asked me if we could actually use the photo for this other thing he wanted to work on, and print it on a bunch of shirts. So Neil deGrasse Tyson hustling me was probably pretty cool as well. Yeah, when I was younger, I also did Tony Hawk, working with him. He came to the studio that I used to manage. We did portraits there, and he used them as like his profile photos for ages, which was also really cool, being like a young skater kid from back in the day. I don't know, everything's, nothing's black and white. Thinking that there's like any black and whites is, black and white like rules and stuff is always going to be like difficult. Just, read the people you're with, code switch to them, and just, you gotta like adapt to what everyone needs. You know, like someone might say like, oh, don't listen to this kind of music, but that kind of music is what your client wants. You gotta like adapt to the way people speak and sort of match it that way. It's probably more of that. I guess the biggest no-no would be don't make the shoot about yourself. You know, if someone's paying you, it's usually something that they might only do maximum once a year or once in a lifetime. So you keep the focus on them, like don't make it about you. Doesn't matter how big they think you are or how famous you are, your focus is on making them look good, not making yourself look cool. I think it's a little bit dangerous to hang on to work you've already done as like something amazing, because you should always be focused on making something better, like create something that you love from every shoot instead of just like being like, oh yeah, whatever, I did it. Like it doesn't matter that it's not the best because I've got celebrity portraits, I've got massive festivals, I've got billboards that have been all over the city. If you hang on to that as your sort of staple, then you'll fall into a trap of not getting better. But one of my favorite photos isn't necessarily a photo I created, it's like a moment I captured. My eldest daughter is maybe maybe 3.5, and my youngest daughter is 2 months old or something. And I'm taking a photo there, my newborn's like laying down and my eldest daughter's like kind of grabbing her, pointing at the camera, like, look there. Like that's where you look to get the photo. And that one there's pretty special. The biggest mistake I made in terms of like getting to being like a professional, like working creative, was definitely just didn't think about how important the business part of it was. And and then to get successful, you kind of need to do two things. You need to, first of all, spend a lot of your time getting really, really, really good, and then get really, really, really fast. So yeah, you need to produce work quicker. You need to work quicker, you know, go on other days where you'd get a 12-hour day and a $50,000 bill and get to produce like 3 photos. Now you're given 90 minutes to shoot 50 photos. And like a lot of clients expect that now. Well, maybe 30 photos. Yeah, you don't get the time frames to create anything great anymore. So you have to get really fast, and budgets are not there anymore either. So working quick means that you can then make enough money to live comfortably and travel around and do cool stuff.